You've tried. You tried to leave that drugs alone. You've tried to be faithful to your family. You have tried. And God has helped you, and you have moved away from those things. But then you still have people who are holding you to the cross of your past. Holding you to the issues of your past. Oh, that's Mary, the one that got divorced. That's John, the one that doesn't have money. That's Sarah, the one that doesn't have any children. Or you mean John, who don't have an education? Paul, who doesn't have a job? Jesus said, I know she committed adultery. I knew that before you even accused her. I knew we would enter into the court of law, spiritual law. He's standing by the right hand of the Father. Just like when Jeremiah went, he's standing there. So every time the accuser runs to God and accuses you of doing something, every time the accuser uses the word of God to accuse you, Jesus turns to the Father and says, remember, you sent me down there. I begged you, let the cup pass over. But you sent me. You sent me to shed my blood so that they and then God have to turn to his son and say, you've argued well, because my word does not return back to me void. And because I said so about her life, I said so about his life, I ordained him for a specific purpose. So the enemy cannot convince me otherwise. I've ordained you. There is a messianic ordination over your life. So the enemy cannot take you down. A messianic prophecy is a word that stands no matter what the enemy does. It stands. It stands. And so here we find ourselves in the text. Jesus is arguing for this accused woman. Job said in 27 of Job, let my enemy be exposed as wicked. Let my adversary be proven guilty. Who has accused you tonight? Who has accused you this morning? Who has sentenced you? Who has stripped your dignity? Who has stripped your worth? Who has stripped your self-esteem? Who has stolen your rights? Who have stolen your inheritance? Who have issued a death penalty against your life? I bring good news tonight. Though you may be guilty of that which you were accused, though you may be guilty, though you may be sentenced, Though the enemy came and accused you rightfully, though you may have been caught in that act. And ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't always mean a sexual immorality act. It doesn't always mean stealing. It doesn't always mean robbing someone. Because the church folks can say, I didn't sleep with nobody. I didn't steal from anybody. I didn't rob anybody. I didn't kill anybody. And so why am I still going through this? What is the accusation about? I come to church every Sunday morning. I pay my tithes. I go to Bible study. I go to prayer line. I'm the first at church. I serve my God. What is this accusation about? What is it about? Why am I still being accused? And the Lord have to say, look at your heart. You're harboring resentfulness. Look at your heart. You have bitterness in your heart. Look at your spirit. You don't want to love your neighbors as Christ loved you. There is an accusation. But true to my word, because my son died for you. Because I made a conclusive decision to have him go as full man and full God and dwell amongst you, I must acquit you if you want to be acquitted. Who has accused you? He came to give life and to give it and have it more abundantly. Jesus came to exonerate you from the chains and the bondage of oppression that the enemy has tied, expunging your record tonight. He came to set you free. He came to give you life. He came to uphold you. Jesus has come to set you free. Jesus has come to redeem your spirit. Jesus came as your advocate. Jesus has come to lift you up. Jesus has come to give you dignity. Jesus has come to restore your destiny. Jesus has come to help you through. Jesus has come to help your children through. Jesus has come to help your generations through. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus. Jesus, at the mention of his name, the Bible tells me at the very mention of his name, the name that was given above all names, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess, and anyone who rises up in judgment against God's people will have to face the judgment of God. God is sitting on the throne. He is the judge of all judges. He is the Lord of all lords. He is the advocate of all advocates. There's nothing the enemy can say that will accuse you. I have come by tonight to erase every conviction. I have come by tonight to reverse every sentence. Some of you are carrying a life sentence that you cannot make it out of this city. A life sentence that says you cannot travel out of this country. A life sentence that says you cannot go past the high school level. A life sentence that says you will never have favor. A life sentence that says God will leave you. But I come by tonight. I've come by tonight to bring you another report, to bring you another judgment, to bring you another news, to bring you the conclusion of your trial. The trial is over. The accusation is over. The conviction has been returned. Keep standing. We're about to get into prayer. Keep standing. But the Lord is about to take me into a realm right now. I told you, I'm standing here behind the pulpit as a servant of God, but I'm wearing the hat of a lawyer today. I am a fierce and dangerous advocate. There was a time they took my client. Family hired me. Thursday he went in. Friday they locked him up and about to deport him back to Sierra Leone. Saturday, I didn't hear anything. Sunday, the family called me, was furious, and talking about my integrity, speaking that I didn't do anything. And I heard that they had taken him to the airport. He was at the airport. The families decided to travel to the airport so that they can see him off. I was standing in my kitchen on a Sunday. There is no immigration office open on a Sunday. I can't reach anybody on a Sunday. Government offices are not open on a Sunday. Who do I call? Who do I call? But I know there was a judge that I could call. I got on my belly in my kitchen. I got on my belly and told God, Lord, somebody has sent an accusation. They have accused your servant. They have attacked my integrity. I need you to step forth. I need you to answer me. I need 24 hours. Sometimes you got to hit the arrow. Sometimes there's no long prayer. You got to tell God what you want in that instant. When Jesus is on the main line, you've got to tell him what you want. You cannot go into this long conversation. Jesus already know you are guilty. We don't need to list the whole thing. You just got to tell him to have mercy. You just got to tell him what you want. And so I called on my father as I laid on the floor. 30 minutes later, she calls back. He's on the airplane. 30 minutes later, she's watching the airplane go down the runway. There is something in the realms of the spirit. What it does, it rearranges the plans of the enemy. I need 24 hours, God, and I need you to set it into motion. 5 minutes later, she calls me back. She said, I don't know what happened, but I see the plane turning back around. I see the reversal of what the enemy has set into motion. I see the plane turning back around. I don't know what happened. Usually, there will be no plane that will leave an airport. I don't care where village, city, or town, or big city. They will never let a plane go without proper checks. They check the fuels, the machines, electrical systems, make sure your life is secured before that pilot takes off. But that plane turned around. And when I called her, I asked her, did they tell you why they turned around? And guess what she told me? She said that they said the plane has a mechanical issue. The plane suddenly developed a mechanical issue. God, I need 24 hours. I need 24 hours. I need you to stop the plane. And I entered into the realms of the spirit. I was recharging and reorganizing. I was redirecting. I was changing the direction of the plane. The plane wanted to go one way. I changed the direction to come back. And she said, the plane turned back around because of a mechanical issue. They took all of the passengers off. They were all deportees. They took them off the airplane. and they put them in a hotel nearby. God help me. And they said Monday, this is Sunday, Monday, when we get the plane fixed, we putting them all back on. I still don't have what I want. He was ordered removed. Therefore, he has an order of removal. In order for that removal, for him to stay, a judge needs to reverse, reopen, revert it back, reverse the conviction. And so Monday morning, I put on my clothes and sped down to Baltimore. I went to the clerk of the court. The judge is actually sitting on the bench. How do I get, you see, here we don't have access to our judges like that. You can't bribe a judge or pay them. They are following the rules of ethics. And so I talked to the clerk. I said, I need this motion to reopen, to be placed on her desk. That was still a risk because that was not the judge's work day. That was her court day. So she's in court from 8 to 1. To 12 o'clock rather. From 12 to 1 she goes to lunch. By 1 o'clock she gets back on the bench. And she's on the bench from 1 to 4. So there is no time in her day to look at my motion to be able to sign it. Stand still. I need her to sign this motion and grant it, not deny it. And so the clerk told me I would do whatever I can. She put the motion on the judge's desk. And when the judge got off the bench, I can imagine the judge went to her desk, took off her robe. Instead of going to feed her soul, instead of going to feed her belly, something pulled her back to her desk. Instead of going to socialize for the hour, instead of going to rest for the hour, something pulls her back to her desk. And she pulled up my motion and she read through my motion. The argument was like Jesus. Don't send this guy back. Lord, he has families here. Lord, he has children here. Lord, he has paid taxes. Lord, he has no criminal conviction. Search your heart and reopen this case. I drove back home. By 1 p.m., the clerk calls me. And they always say this: you are so lucky. I know it ain't luck, but I say it anyway. You are so lucky. Why am I lucky? I asked. She said, this judge, I don't know what made her. She only looked at your motion today. She has granted your motion to reopen your client's case. But ladies and gentlemen, there is still another hurdle. I get a call from the family. They are back on the plane. I have my motion open. They are back and sitting on the plane. How do I get in touch with the officer to tell the officer my client does not need to be on that plane? A judge has spoken. The judge has spoken. Ordered the deportation reversed. I called his office, he's not there. I called his boss, he's not there. I called the ICE office, no one picks up. I turned to God and say, it's your move next. Because I'm not fighting this battle. I'm not in this war. Your move. They just hit us with a checkmate. What are you going to do? He said, hold on and be of good courage. Sometimes when you get in the war, you just got to talk to him like he's right there with you. Stop all this crying and carrying on. You just got to talk to him. And so, about 30 minutes later, my phone rang. I'm very notorious not to answer calls that I don't know the name. My phone rings. And they said, Mrs. Thoronka, who is this? It's my client. He calls his name. And I'm confused because he's sitting on the aircraft. They're not allowed to have phones. When they are deporting you, they are sending you back home like that. Y'all seen them return back? They don't return with anything. Not even a phone. Where are you? I'm sitting on the plane. How are you able to call me? Where is your officer? He said, my officer is standing right next to me. He was at the right place at the right time. I needed to get a message to the officer. I don't really need to talk to my client. I need to talk to the one who can take you off that plane. And so God put him at the right place at the right time. And I said, well, how did he let you use his phone? He let me use his phone because I asked him. Simply ask and you shall receive. Ask, you shall receive. Knock that door down. It will be opened. I got on the phone early and I told the officer, officer, this is Attorney Thoronka. I need you to take him off the plane right now. He said, but he has a deportation officer. He has a deportation order. I was proud as Jesus did. I said, open up the record, officer. Open up the record, officer. There has been a reversal of the conviction. Open up the record, officer. Don't drop it. Just keep. Open up the record. The record is saying something different. You may have something different, but the record is now saying he has been convinced. He is no longer convicted. He no longer needs to be on the deportation list. Open the record. Open the record. Open the record. Open my record. Open the record. No longer are you going to be accused of what the enemy is saying about you. So he opened up the record. He went outside and opened up the record. And my client majestically, he walked off the airplane. And today he is a proud citizen of the United States of America. Give God glory. Give God glory. Give him 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 glory. We are about to pray. The Lord wants me to do something. He said, when you go there today, open up the court. The courts of heaven is open. Some of you have legal issues, family issues, child support, child custody issues. Some of you that are here, your spouse is divorcing you. Some of you that are here, your land has been stolen. Some of you have been falsely accused. Why? Because of your last name? Because of the town you're from? Because of the location? And your records needs to be expunged. And so he told me, you stand in the place as an advocate and plead this case before me. I'm going to run you through what happens in court when we are asking for an overturn of a conviction. I am appearing before the judge of all judge, Almighty Judge, Attorney Kamah Thoronka has come before you, your servant. Your children have been accused. Your children have been sentenced. Your children have been judged. And in some cases, there has been a life sentence. And in some cases, there has been a death sentence. Almighty Judge, there has been a death sentence against destinies, against the children, against their ministries. There has been a death sentence issued by the enemy. but I stand before you as their advocate. You said justice shall prevail. You send your son so that justice can be revealed. Whatever they have done, Almighty Judge, I ask you to forgive them. Have mercy on them, Lord. Have mercy on them. We are pleading to the courts of heaven, to the judge of all judge. May it please the court. May it please the honorable judge. On behalf of my clients, on behalf of your children, I move this honorable court to reverse, to revert, to exonerate, to expunge every charge against your people, every conviction against your people, every sentence, especially on the young people whose future have been silenced because of a sentence. Every death sentence, I plead thee before you, honorable judge, to overturn. And God, in this motion before this honorable court, not only am I asking you to reverse, vacate these charges, I'm asking you to dismiss. Not only am I asking you to dismiss, I'm asking you, God, to set them free. Let them free out of the prison. 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 Let them free. Set them free, God. Set them free, God. Set them free, God. Set them free. Set the captives free. Set them free from the bondage of sin, from the bondage of what their family did to them, from the bondage of depressions, from the bondage of mental issues, from the bondage of everything that their families has set in motion for